Blind loyalty, emotional manipulation, silenced critics, online communities meet cult behavior. Hey guys, do me a favor before we get started. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to share this out if you know someone who may enjoy my content. I really do appreciate all the support you guys have been showing me. Y'all, Ivy Rose Nose did it again, right? Y'all know me and my rabbit holes, and you guys know that if you've been following me for a while, you know that I was talking about Scientology for a little bit. I went down that rabbit hole, and so I thought that it would be good to bring it back up again. But when I was researching cults and Scientology, the connection that I made was astonishing. When I was doing my research, I researched how these cults worked. I researched how did they prey on their victims? How did they draw people in to their cult as their following? What were the expectations of said following? And then I looked in, well, what happens when somebody wakes up and realizes that they don't want to be part of the cult or Scientology anymore? And what I realized when I was trying to answer these questions, Scientology or cults just like it are no different than some of these online social media communities. And y'all, I was astonished. I was blown away when I was able to relate the behaviors of both groups. Stop. I know you're thinking right now, what the hell is Ivy Rose talking about? But no, guys, hear me out. Listen to what I'm saying and really think about it for a second. Cults prey on people's emotions and vulnerability, and that's how they draw them in. And they make a promise, okay? They promise them goals. They promise them an end goal. But isn't that the same thing that some of these, or the majority of these online communities, these social media communities, isn't that the same thing that they're doing? They're preying on what the followers want. What are their emotions behind any given subject, right? And then they draw them in. They draw them in, vulnerability, and they make promises that they don't intend to keep. Think about it. Then you look at something like Scientology and it's like, all right, well, now they have this following. We need to make sure that the following doesn't go against the narrative that we're trying to push. Don't you dare question us, because we are the authority and we are going to tell you what to think, how to behave, and what to believe. But again, if you look at a lot of these online social media communities, it's the same thing. Once you're in our group, once you're in our following, I'm going to tell you what you're allowed to believe. I'm going to be your authority. I'm going to tell you what you can and can't say, how you can and can't act, and what you are to believe. You are going to help me push the narrative that I've set up. Like, really think about it. Think about how this all relates, and the behaviors and the patterns are the same. Well, what happens when people are inside of this cult, Scientology, for example, right? How many people have woken up to what Scientology really is and decided, you know what? Red flag, I want to leave this community. But they can't leave the community because then they're going to leave behind their family, their friends. They get exiled. They get targeted. They get attacked. You can't go against the group, right? You can't just leave. We're going to make sure you are silenced the second you decide you are not one of us any longer. And then I really sat there and looked at a lot of these online social media communities. And y'all, Man, if it ain't the same concept. A lot of these people are in these social media groups, right? These little communities, creator communities, and they are told how to think, what to think. But the second that one of them wakes up and says, you know what? I don't know if I like this narrative fully. I don't know if I believe all of this. I got questions. Don't question the narrative. Nah, you know what? I'm going to take off. This isn't for me anymore. What happens to those people? What happens to those creators or those followers? Once they decide that they're going to leave that group, they are exiled. They are shamed. They are targeted. They are attacked. They are brought down ultimately, right? You can't go against the narrative. You can't speak ill of the group. The behaviors that run a cult society are the same behaviors that I'm seeing regurgitated in a lot of these creator communities. They are seriously forming little cults. Oh, I'm going to give you what you want. Come here. I'll give you exactly what you want. You're vulnerable to something. You're emotional about something. I'll give you what you're expecting. That's going to be my promise to you. But then they get in and it's not at all what they expected. But now I'm outnumbered. I can't question the narrative. So now I want to leave, but I can't. Because if I leave, I'm a flip-flopper. If I leave, that means that they're not, the person I'm following isn't perfect. It means I had questions. I question the narrative. I'm exiled. I can no longer talk to the friends that are followers anymore because they don't like me, because they're pushing me aside, because they're silencing me, because I went against the group's thinking, their ideologies, their narrative. Guys, the behaviors of a lot of these content creators are cultish. There's no difference between the pattern of behaviors that cults like Scientology display and the patterns and behaviors that these creators are displaying. They're not different. It's the same mentality, the same cultish mentality that runs an organization or a cult like Scientology is running these online communities. And it goes back to what I was talking about yesterday. If you look back at the video before this one, when I was talking about that girl being up on the panel over in the insane asylum, right? Over in the ward of Gypsy Rose on TikTok. She was afraid to speak. She was afraid to not agree with the narratives being pushed by a lot of these creators, their ideas. She didn't agree with them. She had her own opinions, but opinions aren't welcome in cults. Your ability to think on your own is not allowed in a cult, just like it's not allowed in a lot of these creator communities on social media. And it really had me thinking of her. Like, people are attacking this girl because she doesn't follow the cult. She doesn't want to be part of the cult. And it's really scary when you think about it. It's really disturbing, the psychology that they're using to create these communities on TikTok or YouTube or Facebook or wherever, right? The psychology, the manipulation that they're using to create these communities. And then they use these communities as armies. Now, if you're a creator or even just a follower, you can't tell me you don't see the similarities between cults like Scientology and then online cults like a lot of these creator communities. Now, I know that a lot of you are going to think, Ivy Rose, you lost your mind, but did I really, really think about it? Similarities are there. The patterns of behavior are the same. The manipulation, it's all the same. It's the same ideology. They're using the same behaviors as these larger cults. So ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm looking at them all now. I'm sitting back like, y'all, that's a cult. That's Scientology Junior over there. I don't want to be a part of nobody's cult. I ain't trying to be a part of nobody's, following. No sectors of dude. But again, the psychological manipulation is ultimately the same. The outline to form these groups and cults are the same. So guys, I don't know. This is one of my Ivy Rose Nose thoughts for the day. I'm going to go into more content later. I got some stuff going on about Charlie Kirk and Gypsy Rose, and so make sure you tune in. But again, I'm going to continue on with these Ivy Rose Nose thoughts of the day, and that's what I was thinking today. And do me a favor, go into the comments, let me know what you think. Do you see it? Do you see the cults being formed? Do you see the red flag, the similarities and the patterns of behavior? Like, isn't it concerning? Is it just concerning for me? Or are you concerned as well? So let me know in the comments, guys. I look forward to everything you have to say. That's all I got for today. I'm Ivy Rose Nose, and there's that.